Number 23. By the way, we're skipping some numbers here, okay? Because that's prose, so I just want to do the poetry. Number 23. I, like most people, am trying to change my life. I wanted bull vibrant, charging full face into the sword. I've had it with soap opera privileged literary superflies, who enter the arena of fashionable trends like prancing Arabian gildings. And after the dancing's done, pastured, bred for good stock, bloodlines and lineage, true and tested never to whinny a word against the master, obey the trainers, canter and cavort in soft-raked sawdust arenas, and after the nap, in air-conditioned stalls on feather-filled comforters. That's not me. I wake up unshaven and exhausted, grizzled with frustration over lack of money to pay bills, watching other poets zigzag in and out of traffic in new cars, wind in their shampooed hair, neck and fingers dazzling with diamonds, blasting Tupac Shakur on their way to a vegetarian cafe and then off to the spa to keep that figure pristine 16. But there's another kind of poet I've known too, and am blessed to have been a friend of, who picked me up from O'Hare in Chicago, who had been through everything unimaginable, and enduring it, growing like a blueberry tree, more and leafy grace in her gestures and rotund laughter, heady with mysterious gaiety in her eyes, raped by policemen, as her man was murdered by the FBI in cold blood, who retreated to the mountains to care for her daughter, nourish her own soul with light and retrieve the crystalline innocence of the dewdrop again in her tears, that poured many a night to douse the flames of her rage and agony. Yes, I know that woman. And while she drove me from Chicago to Milwaukee, when I thanked her for picking me up and driving me 3 hours late at night, even renting a new truck for my stay, because her car was old and might break down, working as a professor getting paid half what her counterparts made, working twice as long and seeing her at the table when her students of every race and color joined us, seeing how they loved and respected her, how she adored each one and lavished them with her attention, and seldom invited to read her work. She was a commoner of the sorts that make this world habitable, effusing it with the Spirit's splendor, misting our darkest secrets and lonely memories with the fog one sees close to rivers that light burns away, to disclose a wondrous landscape of fields and streams and mountains. She was that for me, living in her small apartment with her birds and plants and Christmas lights, festooned over the kitchen door archway and window frames, rising early to make tortillas for her students, creating lovely cards to send to friends that hit the receiver's hand like corn seeds sprouting in the moist soil of a farmer's row. Blessed to know this woman, blessed to have her friendship, blessed am I to be her friend, who says of her life, Jimmy, it's just a Chicago thing. Frida Kahlo eyes, black, thick, luscious hair, wonderfully full breast and lips as succulent as ripe peaches. Her paintings hanging in every room of her apartment, stations of the cross she recorded on her journey from hell to the mountain peak, cherishing in her heart the faces of people she's known and loved, painting their portraits in the flesh and womb and heart of each painting. I awed at her healing, at her magic, at her life, at her heart. Her healthy, deep, raucous laughter bordering each day like pine trees in the horizon, releasing eagles and hawks and timid creeks, solace to weary travelers like me. Thank you. Mil gracias, mi compañera, en la lucha de tener una vida honorable y llena de amor y alma. Que Dios te bendiga. Your life, a Chicago thing, you said, smiling with love at me.